We will start. Today we have a puzzle around the world, and in this we have a story of a rope winder is trying to wind the whole earth. That's the whole thing. A rope winder made a rope long enough to go around the globe. When he laid it along the equator, pulled the ends tight, he realized that it was a yard too long. So he, however, joined the two ends together, considering that 1 yard amongst millions would be insignificant. Assuming that the rope was stiff enough to maintain a uniform distance from the surface all around the equator, how far would it stay from the earth? So this is the next slide. And here you can see your globe, our earth, and the rope. He made the rope, but he found that the rope is 1 yard longer. Longer than what? Longer than the circumference of the earth. This is what he realized. The question is being asked, how far, supposing this go round the earth and it remains tight, maybe at some distance of earth after pulling it. So what is this height, h? Let me call it this height. A small height is h. The rope is equidistant from earth at certain height. So the question is how far the rope is around the earth. So how are we going to find that? The circumference, if we know the radius of the earth, let's say call it r, or we can call it r. If we say that the radius of the earth from this point to this point, let's call it r. Small r or big r, any r you can take. So let's say this value is r. So the circumference is 2 pi and r. So based on that, you can find the circumference of earth. The length of this rope should be 2 pi times r, where r is radius of the earth. So this is how much is required, but we don't know the radius of the earth. The radius of the earth is not given. Only one thing is given, that the length of the rope is 2 pi r plus 1. This is L. This is length of the rope. This is given. We know that the circumference of earth is 2 pi r. But what is given is length of the rope is 2 pi r plus 1. How far this h? Let me take you to the next page. How far the rope will stay from the earth? That is the question. The length of the rope is c plus 1. That is circumference plus 1. So how do we find the height of the, how much away from the earth it is? So what is given? Circumference is given. Circumference of the earth will be 2 pi r. And what is length of the rope? 2 pi r plus 1. But suppose if this is height h. So what happens from here to here, up to this point, this becomes r plus h. Say this is height h. So this becomes r plus h. And the circumference will become 2 pi r plus h. And next page will give you the solution. And now you can see here, length of the rope, 2 pi r plus 1. Another way of measuring the length of the rope is 2 pi r plus h. But both the length of the rope are same. We have divided two methods of finding length of the rope. One method is given saying that the length of the rope is 1 yard too long, and length of the rope from this circumference part, we find that L is 2 pi, R is this, and H is this, R plus H. So L and L both are same. So now what we are doing, 2 pi R plus 1 is 2 pi R plus H. We will solve this. 2 pi R plus 1 is 2 pi R plus 2 pi H. 2 pi R and 2 pi R cancels out. So what is left? 1 is equal to 2 pi H. Now 1 over 2 pi is equal to H, or H equals 1 over 2, 6.28. H is approximately 6 inches, 5.73 inches.